Celso Talks podcast. He's been in this game since 2016. Now he's in 2025 with a different podcast with live guests for the first time. Welcome to Celso Talks podcast. 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 Celso Talks podcast about to start with Celso Luis Santiago Jr. transmitting live from Dunkirk, New York. Welcome to Celso Talks podcast. Celso Talks podcast. Celso Talks podcast. Celso Talks podcast.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Celso Talk Podcast, and I am your host, Celso Luis Santiago Jr. And I'm sorry, guys. Something just came in my messages. I was just checking my messages, but it is Friday, May 16, 2025, and it is 2:13 p.m. and we are streaming live from Dunkirk, New York. Yes. How we should start this podcast? That's a question. How we should start this podcast? Should I start it angry, pissed off, or should I start it very calm down, mellow, calm, cool, and collected? Because right now I have mixed emotions right now. I don't know how would I start this podcast if I show the whole world my dark side, if I show the whole world the bad side of Celso Santiago and just let it all out, or just come here, calm, cool, and collected like I always do. This is what the topic is called. It's about to get real. Because a lot of people will take my kindness for weakness. No, Celso is a mellow dude. He's a good guy with a great heart, and we're just going to take a dump on his name. We should put his name in the toilet because that's where it belongs. Because Celso has a very beautiful heart. Celso has a heart of gold. And he's probably gullible. I have been going, in it, to a situation, a problem. First of all, I was gonna do this with my coffee, and I'm pissed off because I had this iced coffee yesterday. I went to Tim Hortons. I bought me this how do you call it, a butter pecan iced coffee, and I didn't drink it all. It was probably not half, but it was, yeah, almost a half. And I went to Dollar Tree yesterday, and I bought me this triple shot iced coffee that comes in a can. And I said, you know what, because I was thinking that yesterday at work was going to be very Uh, very busy. So I said, you know what? It's gonna it is Thursday night. It's gonna get very busy. Let me go ahead and just I'll put this, buy me this triple shot. And I would the idea was to put it in my butter pecan iced coffee. So I did, and I put it in the refrigerator. And then when I went to work, I brought it with me. I drink half, and that's it. I put it in the refrigerator at work, brought it home, and I said, you know what? That was my plan was to bring it home, warm it up as a hot coffee and drink it. But I was so tired. I went to sleep. I took a shower. I ate something. And when I went to sleep, and I put it in my refrigerator. Something told me, do not put it in the refrigerator. Put it in your little refrigerator. Do not put it in a white refrigerator, which is in your kitchen. Put it in the little refrigerator. But sometimes you have that voice in your mind, and you don't listen to it. So I didn't listen to it. I put it in my refrigerator. So I'm over here cooking. I'm cooking vegetable vegetable rice. No, vegetable yellow rice, I'm baking some chicken. I'm baking chicken. No, boiling. Sorry, I'm boiling some chicken, chicken drumsticks, and I'm making a beef stew. So it's gonna be all of that together, right? So I'm like, since I'm doing this as a podcast, let me drink some coffee. Soon as I opened that right refrigerator, guess what happened? The cup fell on the floor, and the whole cup fell on the floor. I'm like, "Why are you serious?" And I don't know why. I don't know how, because it was not at the edge. When you open the refrigerator, it wasn't at the edge. So I don't know why. I don't know how it happened. So I had to mop my whole kitchen, because my kitchen is little. I don't have a big kitchen. My kitchen is little. So I had to mop my whole kitchen, and I put products and fabuloso and all that stuff. But it's okay. It's fine. I'm thinking to go later on. I'm thinking to go to Tim Hortons, because I'm doing C2K talk show. I want to say at 5 p.m. No, 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 no. Yeah, I'm doing it on 5 p.m. But anyway, I might after what I gotta do at 3 p.m. I'm going to Tim Hortons, and I'm gonna buy me another butter pecan iced coffee. So it's okay. It's fine. I'm pissed because I wanted to do. I wanted to do it. This podcast drinking coffee. Like a podcaster. Like we always do. We drink our coffee when I. But no, it's okay. It's completely fine. It's all good. Anyway, I have been going through. You know what? Let me smoke my cigarette. Yeah, I do smoke cigarettes sometimes. I do sometimes, but so I do smoke cigarettes when I'm pissed off, when I'm irritated. I don't smoke it out of the brew. I don't smoke it all the time. It just once in a blue moon. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm gonna do right now. Well, I'm speaking to you guys, speaking to my family, speaking to my friends. Um, but I want to thank everybody. I do appreciate you guys. Always listening to whatever I do. And I was thinking about this before continuing with the topic. You know, I was like an hour ago. I was sitting. I was watching cartoons. Yes, I do watch cartoons some of the times. Yes, I might be 41, but sometimes I watch cartoons. There's nothing wrong with that. So I was watching this cartoons that I do like. It was about dinosaurs. I forgot the name, but I know that it was about dinosaurs, and you got this, this kids that are superheroes, and what they do is like, I think that this evil villain make these dinosaurs as monsters. They make them as robotic monsters, and so they fight these dinosaurs, and next thing you know, they got a hit or some type of a chip that the venom put on the dinosaurs that made them bigger, make them as robotic monsters, right? So once they hit the ship breaks, and they turn back to normal. So the villain was getting baby dinosaurs to make them evil. I think if they get mad, that automatically what it does, once they get mad, for example, if they get hit or out by accident or something, they get pissed off, it activates that little chip that the villain put on them, and they turn bigger, and they turn like a robotic monsters with guns and everything, right? So I love the cartoon, but I already saw the whole episodes already, and there was this episode that I really liked, that it made me think. This episode was that um this kid, right, one of the superheroes, um I think he has some type of podcast or show, and he was doing, you know, he was working hard for his, to do this talk show that he wanted, like a little podcast that he wanted to do. People not wasn't gonna love him. People did not wasn't gonna like the topics that he was going to talk about, but he did it anyways. And he kept doing it to people. He realized that people loved him. He realized that where he was walking, everywhere we was walking, there's always a fan that was basically, wanted to come and see, and get an autograph, even though that people loved him more because people find out that he was one of the superheroes, right? That became more popular. He was one of the superheroes, and not only that, people loved him for his podcast and his topics that he was talking about. They loved him more because they found out, oh, he's just two superheroes. I think it's called dinosaurs, something like that. That's what they call it, dinosaurs. Oh, he's one of the dinosaurs. Wow, we love you. Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, and I was thinking about all this time that I've been doing C2K talk show, Celso Talk podcast, and C2K in France. And yesterday I work. I mean, I want to say this, since you guys know that I always give the opportunity to everyone to come to my show. I give them the opportunity to I give them the opportunity to get recognized, to put the name out there, right? This is what I do. And I don't know if you guys remember, I had a rapper named Joey Torres, a great guy, a good friend of mine, good coworker of mine. I always love talking to him because he's very smart, very intelligent. You know what I mean? And every time we talk about something, it's like, damn, this dude he's a genius. You know what I mean? And once I put Joey Torres in my talk show, everybody is talking about that guy. And I'm like, wow, this guy is very loved. And I think I did, I saw him yesterday. I said, bro, people love you. People loves you. People talks about you the whole time. People ask about Joey Torres. And I'm going to bring him again very soon. You guys will see Joey Torres once again as a 2K talk show. And I mean, everybody that I put on C2K talk show, people talks about them like, wow, we love Joey Torres. Wow, we love Dalton Scholes. We love uh Adonis Phineas. Wow, we love Dark Angel. And everybody that I put in my talk show, everybody love him. And I'm like, and I feel like when that happens, I feel good. Like it touched my heart. I felt good. I felt like I did a good deed. I felt like it's like I feel blessed. And not only that, a lot of people have came to me singing the C2K talk show. A lot of people that came to me saying, "Wow, we love your show. We can't wait what you're gonna talk about on your talk show again." And I'm like, "Wow, people really love me. People really does love me." And I was thinking about that. I said, "Wow, people, wow, I gotta keep doing C2K talk show. I gotta keep doing this. I gotta keep doing that. Because that's what people love to see." Even this morning when I was coming from when I was at work, I was already done. And one of the I forget her name, but she's like one of the I think coordinator of the first shift. And she said, "I always watch your shows. I always watch everything, even about your wrestling. I always watch it." And I'm like, wow. It's like a lot of people come to me that say, "Man, I saw when you brought Joey Torres. I saw when you did this, and I saw when you did that." And I said, "Wow, people really love me." You know, and a lot of people say people talks about you a lot. You're like the most person. They call me already a celebrity. I'm not. I don't see myself as a celebrity. I don't say myself for that, because I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for everyone, everybody. I'm doing this for everybody that comes in my talk show. I'm not doing it. I don't do it for me. You know what I mean? I do it for them. My talk show is that all people matters, and I'm doing this for them. I'm doing this to help them out. Because everybody that comes to my show deserves to be in my show. Joy Torres deserves to be in my show. And this man has followed his dreams, has followed his heart. And I said, he deserves it. I need to take it. I need to take his name out there. And everybody that goes in my talk show, I need to take the name out there where never has been before, right? And at the same time, I realized, wow, people really love me. Like, wow, and it's a good feeling that you get in your heart. It makes you feel good. So back to the topic that I want to talk about. But I'm going to take you guys to my kitchen because I'm over here cooking. So don't mind me. I'm over here cooking. So you guys gonna come to my kitchen when I'm over here cooking. I gotta put the fire. Now. Okay, the fire needs to be low. All right. Oh, this rice looks real good. Oh my God. Woo! This rice looks good. Even the chicken looks good. Anyway, so yeah, just make sure that I put the thing, the fire down and stuff like that. But this oh God, smells good too. So anyway, um, because I feel that some people that I'm not gonna say all of them, they have been a few people that I took under my wing, and I'm not gonna say all of them, a few people. And every time I think about this, it bothers me. It really does. I don't understand why. Some people take my kindness for weakness. I don't understand why it's for them. It's an opportunity to screw me over. I don't get it. Like sometimes I think, why did I do to them? Why did I do to them? Why, you know? And it been a few names, in backyard wrestling. It's a couple people that had screwed me over. And all that I did is just put in under my wings, and I promote them, and I did a lot of stuff for them. I put my neck for these people. I do. I put my neck for these people. And the first thing they do when they get an opportunity is screw me over. I have been going on in this situation with this individual for a very long time. He angers me. It pisses me off. Every time I think about it, it pisses me off. Everything I think about it angers me because this guy, I'm going to say his name. I'm going to Sack Logan Hoff. Sack attack. And when I met this kid, I thought he was cool. I met this kid probably 3 years ago. Probably, I missed it 2000, either 2022 or 2023. I want to say 2000. You see, I gotta check my. Don't remember that much, but I want to say between 2021 and 2022, around that time. This is before he met Dark Angel. Way before he met Dark Angel, his ex girlfriend. I know that Zach Logan Huff. Well, when I met this kid, I don't know if you guys remember Gunshot, the Anarchist, right? Gunshot the Anarchist, and not putting his name on brass. I'm not. I'm just, I'm telling a story. Gunshot the Anarchist was a good friend of Zack Attack back in the day, and I think that they had a problem. Like they was beefing. They was beefing hard. And I know that when I met Zack Attack through Gunshot, and when they was having these problems, and I will never forget about this. Gunshot told me, be careful with Zack Attack. Be careful with Zack Attack. That's what he told me. Sometimes when people give you advice, sometimes you ignore it, right? So I ignored the advice, and I met this kid, and he was living on Springfield. That's where he was living in Springfield. And we had a wrestling name, Springfield Backyard Wrestling, CBW. And I know that his friend Logan Price I think, was with him. We call him Cowboy for some reason. Logan Price was with him, and I think he was having problems with Logan because we couldn't do the shows that we wanted to in CBW. We couldn't do it, so we had to stop CBW because for some reason Zack Attack was having problems with Logan Price, or Logan Price was having problems with Zack Attack, and we couldn't do no shows. This is way before HIPW, way before High Impact Pro Wrestling. So we stopped. Okay, we're gonna stop this. If we cannot do it, we're gonna stop. No problem. I, I kept talking to Zack. Then he met Dark Angel, and I met Dark Angel through him. And then me, Dark Angel, and as Sack Attack, we created HIPW and stuff like that. Then we start having the problems with Sack Attack because Sack Attack, is a bastard. He is how want to say this? Oh my God, it's a lot. This is what I say about him. Sack Attack is a manipulator, a user. Sack Attack is the worst human being that you could ever meet. Sometimes I do regret meeting him, but then I don't regret meeting him because I wouldn't have met Dark Angel, my sister, if it wasn't for him. So in that part, I don't regret it. In that part. But when it comes to the other part, I regret meeting his sorry ass. I do. Because he's a poor excuse of a human being. Sometimes I think, sorry God sorry Lord for what I'm about to say. Sometimes I think that he should have never been created. Sometimes I think that he should have never been created and brought in this world. Because people like him should have never been created in this world. People like him should have never been brought in this world in this world in the first place. Because trust and believe, if we didn't have people like him, this world would be a better place. But people like him made this world, a bad place to be in. It does. And I'm sick and tired of people like this because they play the guilt trip. These are the people that would throw the first rock, and then once they throw the rock, they put their hand behind the back, and then deny that they throw the rock. They will lie about throwing the rock, when they know there was the first people that throw the rock. I trusted that guy. I did. I trusted him because I saw a vision of this guy. I said, you know what? I could take his name out there. Even though I'm gonna say this, he was never a great wrestler. And I'm sorry, I don't like to talk about people, and I like to talk about people's career. I don't do that, but guess what? This is like my sister Dark Angel said, I'm venting. I'm venting to you. It because it hurts me. It hurts me. And every time I think about it, it pisses me off and I get angry at myself. I get angry at myself for trusting people. I get angry at myself for doing things to people, for people. I get angry at myself for sometimes I feel like I'm gullible. It's like a kryptonite to me. Sometimes I think, you know what? Maybe I should be a bad person. Maybe if I was a bad person, people wouldn't take my kindness, my kindness for witness. But I cannot be a bad person because it's not in my it's not in my genes. It's not in my DNA to be a bad person. Even though yes, I did bad things in my life, I did. I made bad decisions in my life. And there's things that I done that I do regret. But it doesn't make me a bad person. Makes me human. But one of the things that I'm known to do is to help people because I love helping people. I do. My family, my grandparents, my mom, my dad, the first thing they teach me, you need to be humble and you need to help people. When people needed you, you need to be there for them. Because one day they will be there for you. That's the first thing my parents taught me. That's the first thing my grandparents taught me. And people like this, the snakes with two heads. One will bite you, one will kill you. But we don't know because this is our wolves. Wolves, they are disguise of sheep. They disguise of sheep. We don't know because when we see the sheep. We don't see the wolf inside of the sheep. We don't see the wolf that is basically covering itself with the body of the sheep. Let me take you guys to the kitchen again. Let me take in the food. But anyway, that's what they are. Wolves covered in the body of the sheep. But we don't know that. We don't see it. Right? You don't see it. Hold on, guys. I'm checking my. Oh, wow. This is so good. I will take a picture later on so you guys can see it. So this is done. Oh, yeah. I just waited for the chicken. But yeah, that's what they are. And you don't see that until they strike you down, into they strike you with their poison, into when you are feeling the effects of the poisons that come out of their mouth. That's when you know, oh my God, this what he was a wolf the whole time. Here there was the snake the whole time. And one thing that gets me mad is when a person take credit of the other person's job or work or creation. Oh, I hate that. I hate that. It gets me angry. Oh, that's the first thing that I hate. And when a person comes and take the credit out of your creation. Oh, I did it all. I was the one that created. I was the one that did this. I was the one that did that. After all the work that you have done, your vision, your work, your sweat, your tears, they take that credit, make it theirs. What happened on Facebook? Do you guys saw the Facebook movie? Well, the person that owns Facebook, right? You know what he did to his friend, right? They didn't mean the movie and they show the movie, whatever, whatever. Anyway, that's what happened to me. Some couple creations that I make, people took credit. Zack Attack was one of them. took a credit of my so-called friend that I trusted, a person that I went to a show. And let me tell you something. It was embarrassing to go to a show and defend this kid, something that he did. But we were so naive, we didn't know that that wolf covered in sheep clothing, that snake with with two heads, did something wrong to a little girl. But we didn't know that it happened because we were so naive. We were so blinded by this kid. And all of us, we went to that show and we defended him. Our reputations almost went to the floor by defending this kid. And then what he do to his girlfriend, his ex-girlfriend, is what takes the cake. Is what takes the cake. What he did to his ex-girlfriend. A person that loved him, a person that would do anything for him. Because she didn't know that she was with a snake with two heads. She did not know she was with a wolf in sheep clothing. She did not know. She didn't see it. We didn't see it. Because he hide his real identity. He hide what he really is. And this is what the wolves do. When they in sheep clothing, they hide who they really are inside that sheep clothing. Yeah, they hide it. You don't see it. Because one day your friends, you trust them. You defend them. That's my boy. That's my friend. I'm going to defend that person. But do we really know them? That's the saying. You know somebody, but then you don't know that person. You know somebody, but then you don't really know that person. It doesn't matter if you know a person for 5, 10, 50, 20, 35, 45, 50 years, and you still do not know that person. Because you might know that person for the outside, but you don't know that person from the inside. You don't know what secrets they're hiding inside of them. You don't know what they're hiding in their soul, in their heart. They might show you the bigger picture or the beautiful picture of the heart when the heart is dark as black. But we don't see that. Do we? We don't. Don't tell me, oh, so I saw it. I saw it all the way in my hair. No, you didn't. Don't lie. You didn't saw it. Because if you see something, you will stop it, or you will run away from it, or you will away from it. But don't say, I knew he was like, no, you didn't. You didn't knew he was like that. He's a woman beater. A woman beater. What kind of man he's on his girl? Abuse his girl mentally and physically. What kind of man? Well, I'm not gonna call him a man. He's a kid. A 25. He's 25 right now, throwing tantrums and punching holes in walls. Ooh, really? You know, A lot of people stop me. A lot of people talk to me, and they calm me down. But I want to say this, and I'm sorry, God, for what I'm about to say. But if I do see this kid, I'm gonna say to Kate, Celso, don't waste your time. It's a waste of time. But if I do see this kid one day in the street, I'm gonna beat him up. I will. I'm going to beat him up. I know. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, okay, I understand. It's a waste of time. It is. But every time I think about this, and every time it comes to my mind, it angers me. Don't get me wrong. I listen to yoga. I relax. I control myself. But as a human being, sometimes this memories come to my mind, and sometimes I block them. Sometimes I block it. Sometimes I got the how do you say that? I got the power to block it. Sometimes I don't have to, and that's when I don't have the power to block it. That's when it hits my mind, and I'm like, I really want to hurt this kid. I really do. But then if I do, I'll go to jail. Then if I do, I'm the one we go into prison. I'm thinking about that. So you know what? Maybe I should think and not do it. Because I listen to my friends. I listen to his ex girlfriend, my sister tells me all the time, don't waste your time. Don't waste your time with this kid. I know you want to. I know you want to kick his ass. I do, but don't do it. Don't waste your time. And I would be going through this with this kid about HIPW, High Impact Pro Wrestling. Thank God we won. Proud to us, to everybody that is in HIPW, have been helping me, defending the company. We won. Our victory is ours. We took care of everything, took control of everything. Even though we was in control, but we still took more control of anything that has to do with HIPW. And then hopefully, this is done. Hopefully, we could start doing shows again. Hopefully, start doing shows for HIPW. You know what I mean? It just, Jesus Christ. But anyway, guys, I wish I could go more, but there's another show that I gotta be in. So I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for cutting it. I might go back. I might come back. I might come back and do another episode. Who knows? But today at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, C2K Talk Show, CBW will be Carolina Backyard Wrestling is going to be at C2K Talk Show tonight at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, C2K in France, and 9 p.m. Eastern Time, C2K Karaoke Nights. Stay tuned for those shows that are coming up tonight. And thank you for coming, like always. It's an honor to have you guys and talk to you guys. And thanks for giving me your time. And this is what your host, Celso Santiago Jr., and you guys was on Celso Top Podcast. Have a blessed day.
Celso Talks Podcast. He's been in this game since 2016. Now he's in 2025 with a different podcast with live guests for the first time. Welcome to Celso Talks Podcast. 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 Celso Talks Podcast about to start with Celso Luis Santiago Jr. Transmitting live from Dunkirk, New York. Welcome to Celso Talks Podcast. 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 Celso Talks Podcast.